The shocking irony is that this latest conduct of the president happened at a time, only yesterday, when thousands of Ghanaians were out there on the streets demonstrating against the regressive, the obnoxious, and the dreaded e-levy. Many Ghanaians are saying that this is a government that does not like to be accountable, that is profligate, that is wasteful. We have seen the Auditor General's report, we have seen the PIAC report, the billions of Ghana cedis that is lost under the watch of President Akufo Addo, a president who promised to protect the public purse, and now we cannot find the purse at all. We are totally livid that at a time the people of this country are saying that enough is enough, we don't want you to impose more taxes, more hardship. At a time the international rating agencies have downgraded Ghana and this economy is on its knees. You cannot pay UTAG lecturers who have been on strike for more than 4 weeks. NAPCO workers, you cannot pay them. You cannot pay teacher trainees, nursing trainees, the GMA. Virtually every sector, organized labor, cannot have their demands met because the government says that this economy has been totally mismanaged and brought down to its knees. In the midst of this demonstration yesterday and all the widespread agitations, the president at 1 p.m. yesterday, whilst the demonstration was going on, took off on the ultra-luxurious LXDIO, which cost the Ghanaian taxpayer $14,000 an hour. This 6-nation tour, we have done the conservative estimates. At the end of the tour, when the president returns, as he goes through France, Guyana, Germany, Belgium, the UK, and back to Ghana, the president will have spent a colossal amount of $776,000. At today's exchange, that is some 4.9 million Ghana cedis. A whopping 4.9 million Ghana cedis. If the president had used the presidential jet, which this house, in 2008, when the presidential jet was being purchased by the President Akufo administration, they told this house, check the Hansard, that the Falcon 900 EXE has a minimum lifespan of 20 years. This jet arrived in 2010. We have just entered the 12th year. Nowhere near the minimum lifespan. All the president's peers who bought a similar Falcon, even much older than us, an older version, they are using it. The Namibian president is using his 30-year-old Falcon. We have also been tracking other African presidents, how they are going for these meetings. They are all using their presidential jet. Only the Ghanaian president is engaged in such naked profligacy, such blatant opulence, and unacceptable extravagance. We are saying that this has further strengthened our resolve that we remain opposed to the e-levy. We will do everything in our power to ensure that this e-levy does not see the light of day. This cannot be a president or a government that deserves additional taxes. We now want to appeal to the leadership of this House, the Right Honourable Speaker, that the motion that some of us filed, calling for a bipartisan probe, clearly the president does not want to listen to the outrage, to the uproar, to the agitations out there. So the motion that we filed, the Honourable Zaneto Rollins, the Honourable Agaga, the Honourable Muntaka Mohammed, and myself, it is time for that motion to be fully activated for this House to have a bipartisan inquiry into the rental of ostentatious, extravagant jets. We want to serve very clear notice that we are not going to accept this conduct of the president. And we are further resolved that this side of the House will have absolutely nothing to do with the e-levy or any additional tax handle that this government will introduce. Because we have seen that we have a president who is not caring, we have a president who doesn't listen, we have a president who is not sensitive to the plight of suffering Ghanaians, we have a president who does not keep his word when he said he'll protect the public purse. Now, we cannot even find the public purse. This extravagance cannot continue. See what happens in other jurisdictions. In the United States of America, when you use Air Force One as precedent for private business, say you go attend a campaign meeting with a presidential jet, you are made to reimburse. These are the wealthiest nations of this world. You are made to reimburse to the US taxpayer. And there is full disclosure every year. Congress knows how much the president has spent on presidential travels, and out of that, how much must be paid for by the president if he used it for private travel. In the statement that was released by Jubilee House, we are told that the president will proceed to the UK on a private trip, probably for a holiday. We don't know. But he goes to the UK on this private trip at taxpayers' expense on this ultra-luxurious executive jet. Even if he was traveling with a presidential jet, we will not be too, bothered. But look at how the wealthiest countries, only last week in the United Kingdom, their foreign minister, Elizabeth Truss, who is the foreign secretary, had to apologize to the British people when she chartered an aircraft from the UK to Australia. She came under heavy criticism by her colleagues and the British people that you cannot waste the British taxpayers' money that way. And she has pledged not to repeat that conduct again. This is a country that supports us, supports our budget. A country that donated textbooks to us in recent years. See the high standards they maintain. See the extent they go to protect the public purse and to respect their taxpayers. And look at how President Akufo Addo is treating us in Ghana. Since May last year, we in the opposition have been demanding answers. You recall the defense minister attempted to justify this by saying that the presidential jet was not luxurious enough. We do not accept that justification. We cannot accept that rather outrageous and outlandish explanation. Then we asked for the cost. Recall how the finance minister delayed after several weeks. Pussyfooted, eventually he redirected us to the national security minister. The national security minister then came to tell us that it's a national security issue. This is the only country that presidential travels, the cost, cannot be told their members of parliament, and that is a presidential travel. Even in Ghana, as recent as 2019, we knew the cost of presidential travel. So what has happened? That suddenly, for this chartered, sybaritic, extravagant, ostentatious lifestyle of the president, the Ghanaian people cannot be told the cost of it. We do not accept that. And we, as a responsible opposition, with the constitutional mandate to carry out oversight, to ensure checks and balances, to protect the exchequer, we are not going to allow this wanton dissipation to continue. Just begin to imagine what 4.9 million Ghana cedis can do. Only this week, the Minister of Education admitted that student loans are in arrears. The student loan